How exciting. Look at me. Woo. All right. So we have the priest here, and we want to cut this person out to put them on their own backdrop. We want to get rid of all these students. We have a lot of options. Over here, the worst way you could do it would be to just try to make some kind of weird selection, right? And then to copy that, open up a new file. We'll just do a new regular, that's fine. Then to paste that on there, okay? And then maybe you could use a mask and try your best to somehow cut him out of here. So if we bring our opacity and flow all the way up, rotate that. There we go. Okay, and we could try to cut this through onto the background. We could try to even zoom in, get really close to the edge. Maybe we painstakingly get to the edge. Even in doing so, you end up with a pretty harsh edge. Or you can even change it to soft. We could try to get it there, and it's just not going to quite do it. So what we need to do is create a selection instead. Okay, so we're going to delete everything on that page. Delete this layer. Okay. What we're going to do is select this by using the quick selection tool. Okay. To use the quick selection tool, you just click on it. The selection is W. The quick tool is W. And the nice thing about it is it works based upon kind of what it sees. Now, there's some complex ways to do this by going into channels. And in channels, you can select different tones of R, G, and B, kind of see and make a selection. And we'll go over that in the future. But the most basic way to do it is on your layers, if you have the person, if there's enough of a distinction between the person and the background, this works really well. So for instance, on the red, this is going to work really well. When I get to the hair, it might not work quite as well. Okay? So when I'm on W, I know I'm using the right tool because there's the little plus sign right there. You can't really see my plus sign. That's weird. Okay, but trust me, there's a little plus sign. And then when I left click, notice it starts to find the edge. Okay, and it does a pretty good job of it in general, as long as you try to just keep it simple and not overreach. And notice again, it does a pretty good job. Now, what it might get confused here is this girl's wearing a red shirt in the background, and it might start to want to select that. But in general, it does a pretty good job. And now I'm getting a pretty distinct line there, so I can zoom out and continue selecting that and hope that it does a nice job selecting it. Okay, so that's good. That's looking good. I'm just continuing to left click here. Looking good. I need his head now. Good. Good. Oh my gosh, this is the bee's knees. Oh no! Things have gone awry. The people panic. Oh, where am I going? Okay. And so what has happened here, of course, is that I selected too far. And all is lost. Or not. Because if you use the Alt button, you can't see it as well for some reason because the screen, for whatever reason, on the projector doesn't like you. But if you watch the video, you'll see that when you push Alt, the plus sign in the middle of the selection turns to a minus sign. So again, Alt is working always to do the opposite of the button. Whatever the button does, Alt does the opposite. If I hold down Alt, and now watch what happens when I click, it moves back, okay? It deselects the area that I'm clicking. It tries to assume the area that you want it to select, okay? I'm doing Alt. Here I might need to zoom in even farther. I'm using W again, the quick selection tool, and I'm going to deselect the area that I don't want. Now that's pretty close. That's pretty darn good. Okay? So that now, when I have the priest here, I can go Control C to copy the selection and Control V to paste. Now, if that background were something more engaging, like say, let's find something engaging, like say mugs. What are mugs? Oh, I get what that is. Okay. Like say barbecues. Freshman barbecues. Perfect. Okay, so we could take this picture and we could, yeah, go for it. Put him in here. And we can use Control T, move him to make him bigger or smaller, rotate him. And if I'm making a poster, we can do something pretty awesome with that, depending on whatever we want to do. Again, we can still use our layer mask now on that layer. And if I want to cut part of him out, okay, I can still do that with my layer mask, or I can put it back using, again, black and white and the brush tool, okay, which is pretty sweet. That's the basics of making a poster, because you're going to have to do that again and again to cut people out. Now, you might be saying, well, how do I do, a logo? So if I find a logo like the Oregon logo, I go onto the internet, I look for images. You always want an image using search tools. If I grab a size, I always want a large size image. And then it's really pretty simple. I could get, let's say, this one, or let's get a more complicated one, like this one with the duck. And this is copyrighted, so you don't want to steal it illegally. Okay, but say it happens to come onto your computer, you can open it with Photoshop. I have a couple things I can do, of course. I can use that quick selection tool. Whoops, that's not right. Okay. And I can pretty easily and quickly select this. Okay. And grab this. Grab it. Okay. Using the minus again to correct errors if I make errors. And then make sure everything's selected. Now I can copy this, bring it over to a new, backdrop or whatever that might be. I'm going to pull this backdrop just to show you. We're going to fill this with black just so you can see it. Okay. I'm going to paste it, and now I have the duck. I should have done a better job probably selecting. I missed this white for some reason right here, as well as the white of the hand and the finger. But this is the same basic idea. Okay. Now I can make it smaller or bigger, and that's essentially how you would use another school's logo to put it on your poster. Okay. Now the other thing that you can do if you want to select this, let's deselect all this. Another cool way you can do it is you can actually just select the color. So let's say all I want is the jersey here. I just want the jersey, not including the yellow. What I can do is go select and then select the color range. I'm going to select the green, and notice the little preview it gives me. It's telling me what I'm going to select, and I only want green here, so I'm going to say OK. It selects just that color. I do Control Copy. I go over to wherever I want to put it, Control Paste. Now I just have that selection of that color. Okay, which is again really nice, especially for logos. That can be really helpful, and then you can do kind of creative things if there's a solid color. However, what you can also do is if you go to select color range, I can extend what's called the fuzziness. Right now it's on, let's say it's on green. I can extend that and it'll get anything that has any kind of green pigment in it at all if I go to the extreme fuzziness. Okay. And in this case, fairly similar to what it was before, but now it's also grabbed kind of an outline as well. Okay. That fuzziness can work depending on certain things, okay, depending on what you want and how that might go. Okay. So that's two ways to select. There's a lot of other ways to select. Selections are kind of a key basic function. You can use, of course, the pen tool down here, which is fun because it's based upon lines and it's better for geometric shapes. But the pen tool is essentially creating angles and then moving these in-betweens to create shapes, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can use that and it creates a selection, make selection by right clicking, okay, and then you have a selection there. You can then move. So today, what I'd like you to do is in preparation for this assignment that I'll introduce to you on Monday or whatever else you need to do in the class, but practice finding some logos and trying to pull out what's in the logo, pull out different parts of the logo. If you want, if you have a game coming up this weekend you're excited about, the two logos against each other and try to make like one of those preview posters that they might make, and put on people's lockers. So that's your goal for today. Have fun with it. Try something unique. Pull some stuff out, or watch through that portrait tutorial and pretty up a face. You can take a picture of yourself and pretty that up, or make it freakishly dysfunctional like the picture I made of myself in there as well. I'm going to pause this recording and answer any